Hi there, Sandra here from createinspain. I have here a piece of perfectly normal self-adhesive vinyl, so not heat transfer vinyl, okay, just the normal sticky back stuff. And what I'm going to do is to put a sheet of heat activated adhesive on the top of it. Now this happens to be Heat and Bond because I had a scrap of it available that I decided I would use. And with Heat and Bond, you buy it in a roll. You can get it in quite large quantities, and this is textured, so you can definitely tell which side is the sticky side, and the backing is just a paper. Now, while I like this texture because it makes it easy to make sure you're putting the right side down wherever it is you're putting it, I don't really care for the paper version of this. If you buy the Siser Easy Weed adhesive, it's basically the same adhesive as you get on your HTV, but without any colour layer to it. And it has a plastic backing to it, which I prefer. It's just not quite as easy to work out which side is the backing if you have taken off the slightly pink translucent protective layer. If you buy it, you'll see exactly what I mean. It has a pink translucent layer on one side. If you remove that, you look at what's left, and it's very difficult to work out which is the adhesive side of it. Generally speaking, I just get a sharp pin and I look at a corner and think, yeah, okay, that's the adhesive. So if you're using the Siser one, keep that pink sheet on until the last possible minute to save yourself some aggravation. Okay, so we have the adhesive, and I'm going to put it down, got it cut down to size, going to put it down on top of my vinyl, all right? Nothing different about this so far. But then I'm going to put it into a piece of baking parchment, and I have my laminator all heated up, and I'm just going to put it through the laminator. Now, this is handy for those people like me who are doing small projects, unless you've got a big laminator, of course, small projects, and you don't have a heat press. I used to have a heat press. I bought one secondhand a couple of years ago. I so rarely used it that I sold it on. And the advantage is the pressure is constant. I found that if I use a iron, and I've got a little craft iron that I quite often use in my craft room, the pressure that I use isn't necessarily even, and it's far more difficult to work out whether I've got it stuck on properly. So a couple of goes through the laminator and that adhesive will be on there perfectly well. There we go. Okay, that's on there. What I want to do now is to put it through my Juliet and do my cut design. Now the idea is that you kiss cut it as you would normally with the backing still in place. And I found that with the Siser version, if I still use the same cut setting that I would without it, i.e. for the vinyl normally, then that is perfectly okay. Now you can see I've got a piece missing out there. That's not because it came off, that's because I paused it through the cut and just made sure that I could weed it easily. And this stuff weeds so nicely. So now I've got my design weeded and I've got my heat sensitive adhesive layer on the top. So what I need now is some fabric for a screen print. Now, I simply bought a roll of this stuff from the Chinese shop. It's not specifically for screen printing. This is just something they use, I don't know, for making some kind of decorative items, making little net bags and all sorts of stuff like that. And I've cut it down to size, put it onto my vinyl, and back it goes between the baking sheet and gets fed through. Okay, so apart from the fact that most people don't use a laminator to do this, the other little tip that I've got for you is that if you want to make these screen print stencils for card making, your self-adhesive vinyl is going to be too sticky. So instead of the self-adhesive vinyl, you can use the transfer tape, cut your design from that. You can use the temporary book covering, the transparent book covering that you can buy really cheaply. The only difficulty with using this, and this is quite good because this one it's quite a nice quality, okay. The only difficulty with this is because it's transparent, you can't see it easily to weed. But with the right lighting conditions, you'll be fine. So that's been put through once. And I think it could probably do with going through again. I'll actually put it in the other side up. So this will make a screen print, and the only reason you'd want to do this for card making is if your stencil has got lots of little bits where it's a fine design or it's got holes within holes, and you really need this vinyl type of stencil to stop the paint going underneath it. That's the main reason for doing this. All your bits are contained on the fabric because they are stuck to the fabric, and you simply peel off your backing, and there you have your screen stencil. As I said, this is going to be way too sticky to put onto paper. It will take the surface of the paper off. So this is okay if you want to use it on something like wood, or you want to use it on textiles, whatever. Something that is not delicate like paper or card where it will pull the surface off. So that is a pretty good use for it. As I said, if you want to do it for card projects, use something which doesn't have such a high tack. You can even get yourself some really cheapy self-adhesive foil and use that. That's actually quite a good one to use because the foil can be seen, particularly if you get it in a nice bright colour, so you can weed it easily. But the really cheapy ones don't tend to have very good adhesive on the back, which is fine when you don't want a really good adhesive. So you can use that. Now I've got a little project here which I did yesterday, and hopefully you can see the colour shifting on this. This doesn't actually look like it, but it's actually a piece of plywood. So I painted it black to start with chalk paint. Then I used a acrylic texture medium. I think I used a golden one, just a transparent one, to give it the stencil, and I used that same pattern on it. And then I got my colour shifting acrylics and I just went over it with a sponge, and so this shifts colour really nicely. I think it looks quite attractive. So yeah, that's something that I'm quite happy with. And what I would be tempted to do, I've got some, this is actually a screen printing frame that I cut out. If I put it in there, for example, you can see how nice that might be if you put a nice frame around it. So if you happen to have a laser as well, and you've got someone who can cut you little pieces of wood or whatever, that's another use for it. You could screen print onto ceramic tiles as well to make some decorative tiles. If you're using an acrylic texture paste or paint, you can still put those tiles on a bathroom wall or a kitchen wall or whatever, because good acrylic paint will stay on a tile. It's not just going to come off with a little bit of moisture in the air. And obviously you'd want to be careful when you're wiping them over, but as long as you don't really scrub them, you should be fine. So there we go, that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed watching. I will see you again soon. Take care now.